Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to BND Live, the Dungeons & Dragons live stream, where a group of high school friends attempts to play Dungeons & Dragons remotely via the internet. With us, as always, we have Stephen as Dromm, the sorcerer. That's right? Oh my gosh, it's been a while.
Mostly fighter, a little bit sorcerer.
Fair enough. Erin as Agnes the Bard, Tim as Vinny the Rogue, and Nakul as Serpen Paladin the Paladin. I am Shawn, your ever faithful and humble DM, and this is B&D Live. All right, let's do a little recap. From last session. It was a rainy, dark morning. After a brief breakfast, Serpen, Dromm, and Vinny snuck into Ken's room in the Paladin estate and found some gold and an indication of possible nefarious dealings having to do with Serpen's flagship, Pen's Pearl. They head down to the docks in the rain while Agnes goes to brunch at Lady Norful and Heather's place. Juicy gossip, the Duke has been secretly courting and now plans to marry Shogrin Palkin Rundrop. The boys talk to Sorith, the dockmaster. Nothing out of the ordinary at the fancy docks, but they keep going down to the drippings, where Dromm's constant harassing of passerbys pays off, and you get a lead that Ken boarded a ship with some badgers, the rival gang, of course, to Vinny's. When did they board it? They boarded it early last night. After briefly considering following on your own ship, you meet up with Agnes at the Duchess just after she's sent Shady to investigate the engagement. Perhaps Wimblecat can help teleport you or send a message, so you head there. You get the Wimblecats around 1 p.m. and pay him 100 gold to send a message to Captain Bucky Dent, who Serpen describes in great detail. The message is Ken and Badgers, sailing to intercept shipment. Consider hostile. Be on guard. Sincerely, Serpen and friends. Awaiting reply. PPS, do not trust Ken. Reply was noted. Weather bad, will keep extra watch. And as you contemplated buying some potions, that is where we ended. So that is where we'll pick things up. Dalk around 1:15 at Wimblecat's House of Wonders. What would you like to do?
Can I use Wimblecat's bathroom?
Well, of course you can.
All right,
It's
so
right back there.
I thought it was only for paying customers.
I walk to the bathroom and look in. Is it a pan on the floor with stuff sprinkled in it?
Walnut shavings or shells and.
It is not. However, it is not just a chamber pot, and it is not just a hole in a board in the corner. It is this whimsical-looking toilet with the room itself is sort of painted with these like whimsical colors and of all different shades. And the toilet is sort of sitting in the center, and then there's also sort of a porcelain wash basin on a little wooden table off to the side.
Oh, how nice.
Does your excrement end up going to like another plane?
Hopefully. I close the door. I'm assuming it's unisex, so I close it.
It is, yeah.
Lock it. Have a good time, and then I'm done. I was mostly curious to see if it was a pan filled with litter.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
Right.
That's also very insulting to Depaxi.
I didn't say anything. I was
No,
just curious.
I understand. I understand. Did you actually do business in the toilet?
I did.
Yeah. You get up and you notice as you get off the seat, a button sort of pops out of the side.
Oh crap!
Do you press the button?
I push it.
Yeah.
Seashells.
There's sort of a magical swirl, and the toilet, even though it's not hooked up to a drain, is now empty.
That's cool. All right, I run out.
That spell.
I run to Wimblecat.
Yes?
Go.
Where does the poop go?
Yeah,
Why, now that's a trade secret, my friend.
it goes somewhere, and I know some point we're gonna end up in that place wherever it goes.
Not if you're lucky, you won't.
We're not lucky.
We're just gonna be walking around one day in like an ethereal plane, and all of a sudden this poop is gonna fall on our head.
Great, this is Wimblecat.
The old poop plane.
I'll be on the lookout.
Actually, can we direct that at Sir Skulldrake?
It's an entirely different spell.
Right into his office?
All right.
Yeah, did you guys want to buy some health potions or other potions?
Oh, that was the plan, right? Didn't we buy some?
That, or I also
I was looking up prices.
Wrinkle, the cherry,
the muffins.
the cherries, cherry bakery.
Hey Wimblecat, how much for health potions?
Well, yes, the basic health potion would be about 50 gold.
Holy goodness.
But I have a couple greater healing around, and then of course I could make a superior or supreme healing if you wanted me to. But even the greater healing will cost you around 225 to 250, depending how nice you are.
How much does the basic heal for?
Was it like 2d4 or something?
Yeah, exactly. Agnes there knows her things. Yeah, for 50 gold, it'll heal you 2d4 plus 2.
Ooh, I'll take 2 of those.
Well, all right. So yeah, 100 gold for those.
100 gold. I gotta figure out how to make those.
It's possible.
Alright, so I have 2 regular old health potions now.
Yeah, the greater healing, which is 250 or 225, 250, does 4d4 plus 4. And I live in the same realm of DMs that allow you to drink a potion as a bonus action instead of an action.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, so can I buy some healing potions too?
Well, absolutely. I'm fully stocked up on healing. I only have 2 greater healing made. Now, of course, the benefit, the greater healing, in theory, taking 2 healing would be the same as a greater healing, but it takes 2 turns to do it, right? So that's why you pay basically, well, a little more than double, because it's all in 1 turn. And in the heat of battle, obviously, 1 turn is a lot. So.
And what's the 50 gold one?
The 50 is 2d4 plus 2.
And is that's not greater?
That's just healing. Yeah.
And you have that.
Vinny just bought 2 of those. Oh yes, Wimblecat has, you know, unless you were going to try to buy 20 of them or something. Wimblecat has plenty of stock of healing, but only 2 greater healing. And then he'd have to make a superior healing or supreme healing.
I'll buy the same 2 that Vinny bought.
Well, all right. It never hurts to be prepared, you know.
So then, do I just go into my add items and do 2 potions of healing?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And add them to my backpack, or?
Oh my gosh, that's right. D&D Beyond now allows you to put things in other things. Ah!
Ooh.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you can actually, and actually, you guys probably should do that because in case anything ever happens to the bag of holding, it'd be good to know exactly what's in there.
Huh.
Not that would happen, of course.
Right.
So,
I mean, here's
backpack?
Yeah, I mean, I think anything you're carrying on your person I don't know. Does it have person as an option? I actually haven't looked at it much. That's
Just
just
backpack or equipment.
backpack or equipment. Huh. I guess. Well, I guess. Yeah, we can treat equipment as on your person, and then the backpack. If you take off your backpack, you would take off everything in the backpack. Yeah, I think it just
Okay.
came out like this week or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's also attunement and other possessions, but it only allows me to add it to backpack or equipment. So,
Yeah, attunement is separate. So attunement is, say you have a ring or an amulet or something, or even a piece of armor. Basically anything that needs attunement, you can only have 3 things attuned. So that's a bit of a balancing mechanic that they employ. So you can't have like too many crazy things that are all working at the same time. You have to pick and choose. And right now, you guys are whoever has a sending stone, which I think is. Oh, actually, no, not you guys.
I have. Well, Agnes does.
Agnes has one. So yeah, you should be attuned to that. But you guys don't have them. So yeah, never mind. I was thinking of the other Friday.
Is that next Friday?
We got
The
nothing.
next Friday. That's right.
Friday, and we have next Friday.
Yeah, Friday and next Friday. Exactly. The 2 Fridays. The only 2 Fridays that matter. All right. Any other purchases?
I think Agnes, the stuff that Agnes is looking for is in Toulouse, so she's kind of out of luck.
Got it.
I think Dromm is poor.
Understood.
No.
All right. Where are you guys heading next?
That's a good question. So we certainly can't get to the ship to do anything about it, other than we sent a message. So that's pretty good.
Oh, were we going to go to the library? What was I going to go to the library for while I was up there?
What time does it close?
Well, it's only like 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll be good.
Shall we go?
I think that I wanted to go to the library to find out more about the House Rudlin compass combo.
You just want to know how it works?
Well, no. The history, like to find out, maybe how old the compass is, find out if there's any record of the fight between someone from the House of Rudlin and Galdinger. So it's kind of a history check. So I'm guessing I would need to go to the library or somewhere that has archives like that.
Yeah, so the university is basically the two wizarding towers act as schools for wizardry, and then there's also, if you're looking at the map, Hastings Academy is down over here. You guys are up here in Magic Town right now, or what Shady would refer to as Magic Town. It's actually called
Three Corners.
Three Corners, exactly. Yep.
But we could take a cab.
Yeah.
That's only like what, a couple of coppers or silvers. It's not like it's a lot.
Correct. Yeah, it's like 5 copper.
Is that per person or per destination?
She all fit in the same carriage. It's per destination.
Okay.
We gotta make some money too. Who wants to rob a bank on the way over?
Oh, well, I happen to know of a place where you guys could fight for money.
Like, they throw a bag in and everyone tries to grab the bag of money?
No, usually you're put up against an opponent, and there's an entry fee, and then you can do betting on yourself or on others. Actually, you can't bet on yourself, but one of us could bet for you.
Is it a baby opponent?
Well, I don't think so.
I don't know. Into this.
But I happen to know how to get there if you're interested. It is mostly magic. Actually, Sir Penn, you might be familiar. I don't know. It's kind of underground. It's over by the fountain just outside here.
Serpent, is this something you would have partaken of in the past, or is this beneath your standing?
Fight Club.
During his youth,
I mean, it's mostly the wizards that seem to go there.
when he wasn't a sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably know about it. You certainly know about it. I don't know if you've ever gone. That's up to you, I suppose.
yeah, I'm not a
He's a lover, not a fighter.
exactly. But I forget if I have a magical background. Was that?
Well, you've got some magic.
Yeah, you
spells.
definitely have magic.
Yeah.
So I think like what DM said, I'm familiar, but haven't really spent much time there.
Well, that is a way of possibly making money if you bet right and do well, or not well, depending.
That is
But that's
tech.
not going to be till a specific night and
Yeah, Dasal.
This all.
And it's still Dalk. Classic Dalk.
Well,
Classic
dog,
dog.
still
Although
dog.
it is starting to, the rain is starting to lighten up where you are.
Alright, anybody got any good ideas?
No.
There we go.
Well, I might go over to the university anyway, so anyone who wants to go to the university library is more than welcome to come with me. Dromm, perhaps you can look up some information about sorcery.
That's a good idea. Well, I don't know if I can read whatever language the books will be in.
Well, they might have people that work at the university that could translate it for you.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are gonna head toward Hastings Academy. Vinny and Serpent, are you guys going with them?
I don't know, Serpent, you want to do anything fun or do you want to go to the library?
Yeah, let's do something fun. Let's try to figure it out. Let's go. I don't know. Hang out with monks.
I mean, we can also,
Let's go rob some old ladies and find a bar.
we could fast forward too.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, I could just say that I'm going to go to the library for X many hours, research whatever I can, and then based on the number of hours, the DM can say whatever I found out. So we certainly don't actually have to.
correct. We don't need to role play everything. That is true. Good point. But I'm also not. I'm up for anything. Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I don't need to roleplay research, but that's something my character wants to do.
All right. So say again what you're looking for.
I'm trying to maybe look in archives
Okay.
about connections between the Rudlands and the Galdingers. And I also wanted to also see if I could find out any information about, well, I feel like if I want to find out about the Rudland making a magical item, I should just go to the House of Rudland. So I'll maybe, I don't know. I don't want them to know I have it. So,
Just say your friend has it.
no, I feel like I have to show it to them. I'm okay with Wimblecap, but I'm not okay with House Rudland.
Are you enlisting help of one of the librarians?
Yeah, can you
You
photocopy
could give me a persuasion check if you want to enlist help, or you can just do the research on your own. If you enlist help successfully, it'll lower the DC for the research.
Okay, well, I certainly wouldn't mind enlisting help for
But someone
the
would-
archives.
Someone would then know what you're looking for, so
Well, I'm looking for the connection between Rudland and Galdingers.
Sure.
That's the first thing I'm trying to find out because I want to avenge Silas. Silas asked for me to avenge him, so I need a little more information before I can go about just killing Rudlands.
All right, yeah, give me a persuasion check for the librarian.
All right. I'm just going to. Do I want to roll with actual die or? No, I'll just do it here. Persuasion. 23.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm very persuasive at times.
Yeah, Avis, who is a librarian there, you're not sure if it's just that he's eager to help, he's intrigued by the topic,
I was a little flirtatious.
perhaps a little, yep, little feminine wiles perhaps played a part of it. But yeah, he's super helpful. So go ahead and, I'm gonna say go ahead and roll.
History?
I think that's probably the most, and I would say do it at advantage because Avis is helping you. Let's do that.
Okay. Oh, wow, that was terrible. That was better. 16 is my highest.
Okay. And you're looking for connections between the Rudlin family and the Galdinger family.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys sort of split up the research to, he's gonna chase down Rudlin, any Rudlin information, and he sort of says, "Oh, you might be able to find out more if you talk to House Rudlin. We of course have some things that were in the public record, and I can dig around. But have you considered going directly to them?"
I don't have the relationship with Rudlin that I have with House Evath, and so I don't want to go pressing, for information on stuff that might actually make House Rudlin look bad.
Oh, and I'm sorry. What did you say you're doing this again? Are you writing something or just?
Well, actually, yes. As a bard, I do need to, keep up on my history, local lore.
Very
And
exciting.
of course, this was, I kind of got it was like a rumor almost, that there might have been maybe some feud or some kind of,
Oh.
I don't know exactly. That's why I want to look it up. Because although bards will, of course, exaggerate to make the story more fun, I like to have it based in truth.
Oh, but well, as a librarian, I heartily approve of that. And I must say, are you playing around town? Perhaps I could come see a show of yours sometime?
Yes, I am staying at the Duchess, and I often play there on a nightly basis while I'm in town, of course.
Of course. Well, let's see what we can find. You should start in that section over there, and I'll go look over here. So basically, you find information about the Galdingers, specifically when they sort of bought property in Wesleyville. And it started the first record you have of them buying property is around 2553. And they bought a smaller plat of land. And then they bought some more real estate, and by 2620 they have their full estate, and they're like well established in Wesleyville. And you do also find basically note of them receiving sort of a noble title from the Duke of the time around 2620. And that would be Bryant the Fourth. He was the one who bought the estate.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Avis is looking around, and sorry, I haven't gotten to use this document in a while. Let me just.
I can't remember if I gave you a heads up or not about.
You probably did, but it's been a crazy couple of weeks. There's no mention. Avis comes back to you and says, "It's interesting. I actually thought that the Tower of Rudlin went back further, but according to this, Tower of Rudlin was created in 2125. I thought it went back older than that, but I guess I must have heard wrong."
Huh.
And there's no, I couldn't find any specific mention of any feuding between House Galdinger and House Redlin, but I wouldn't rule it out, certainly.
No, it was probably just between someone from House Rudlin and someone who had the Galdinger name. So therefore, maybe it wasn't as well known, and so maybe not a feud, just a, a disagreement, maybe a little tiff.
Yes, quite. I will let you know if I dig up anything else.
Yes, just send it along to the Duchess. That would be great. Thank you. Care of Agnes.
Perhaps I could deliver it myself. We could discuss it over drinks.
If I am still in town, that sounds very nice.
When are you leaving?
Well, I still have some business to attend to here in Wesleyville, but I really don't have a schedule, so I kind of go where the wind blows me.
I see. I mean, I have many interests, historical in nature. I could perhaps tell you about the splitting of the kingdom into the two duchies that exist today. Are you interested in any of that?
That might be...
We could discuss that at length over dinner.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know if I would be able to do dinner tonight. I do have to meet up with some friends.
Close friends?
Well, they are becoming close friends, but it's a group of them. It's not one particular person.
Associates, then.
They're still friends.
Well,
I mean, we've had some interesting adventures together, and we've only known each other for a couple of days.
It seems like months. Yes. Well, if I find anything else, I'll bring it by the Duchess.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Avis.
All right. Dromm, what are you doing at the Hastings Archives while Agnes is off with Avis?
Well, first of all, I'm keeping an ear on that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And all seemed normal. And then I will go to the counter and ask someone for help with research.
There's a diminutive dwarf woman who sort of looks up at you, just keeps looking up. I'm sorry, what did you say you need help with?
Yes, so I was trying to look into, I basically can do these things sort of like wizards can do, but I'm not trained at all. It's just something I found out when I was a kid that I could do, and I'm not sure why, and I was thinking maybe there might be some research about other people, like how people could sort of get wizard powers without, I guess, being a wizard.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh boy. 10.
I mean, she's definitely intrigued in general. And so, yeah, she agrees to help you. And there's basically... there's a section about people who have arcane powers. And it's not huge, because that's not really like... Hastings Academy is more like traditional, like more like our colleges. However, as people who want to understand the world that they live in, they do have a section which is like, it's like the magic users for dummies section, right? And in there, she finds a booklet that's sort of a primer that describes how wizards, train and memorize spells and hand movements and it's the mind, and they set their minds to it. It also talks about, of course, the gods and how some can follow and be faithful and be imbued with divine powers. And it also talks of a couple other groups, one of which has made agreements with extremely powerful beings that sometimes turn out to be good for them and sometimes, more often, turn out to be detrimental to them. And then there is a description of people who have sort of innate powers. And this is what she thinks is sort of most relevant to your story. And a lot of what she says as she flips through it. By the way, these books are in a different mix of languages. What languages do you understand?
I speak Common, Draconic, and Giant.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are in Common. Some are in Elven or Dwarven, actually. You don't see any in Draconic or...
I don't read any of them.
Oh, you only speak?
Oh no.
So you don't even read Common?
Correct.
Amazing.
There's some words I recognize.
Sure. Yeah, she quickly realizes this and doesn't make a big deal of it, and sort of just helps you go through the primer. Yeah, so she's basically do you come from a long line of Goliaths that can also do magic? Does your father or mother do magic?
I don't know my father, but my mother does not do magic. I don't know anyone.
Really?
Among my people.
Did you ever have an occurrence that you can remember as a young child that stood out in your memory, that perhaps was of a arcane nature?
That's a great question. Did we decide that?
Point of order. I think we did. I think that you might remember. What would you remember? You would remember. Oh my gosh.
No, we'd said an encounter. I think I had said that, and then you had something in mind.
I do have something in mind. I'm trying to decide how much you would remember. Yeah, you remember your mother telling you the warning signs that what she calls Scourge is nearby, which, as far as you can tell, is a dragon of some kind.
Gotcha.
And so she was always very insistent, and she'd always get this look on her face like she was remembering something when she would repeatedly give you this warning, more than was really necessary as you were growing up. But as for a specific incident, you don't really remember.
So I say that.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I suspect. And what type of magic can you do? Can you describe it to me?
I say like this using message.
Oh, okay. Oh, and can she reply to that? She can, right? But you don't. I think she would be so used to message from living in Wesleyville that she would try to reply using using the telepathic link. And so you hear, "Oh, very interesting. Yes," inside your head.
And I look down at the floor to see what it's composed of.
The floor in the library, in the archives, it is a stone floor.
Okay, I can't do that then. All right. Or I can do something like, and I cast Thunderclap with
In the library.
as a careful spell.
What does that mean?
I can spend 1 sorcery point to allow up to 2 creatures to automatically succeed on the saving throw of the spell I cast.
All right.
The person I'm speaking to, right?
She'll
do
succeed on the thunderclap.
Yeah.
And refresh my memory. I know it's a loud noise, but how loud is it?
Okay, so I create a burst of thunder sound. That can be heard up to 100 feet away, but the actual range of the spell is 5 feet.
Got it. Okay, and it does it push people back?
It doesn't. But
Okay.
each creature within range other than me must succeed in a Constitution save or take 1d6 thunder damage.
Got it. Okay, so she automatically succeeds. All right, so you do this, and this sound just boom rips out. And Agnes, at some point while you're working with Elvis, not too far away, you just the books around you sort of, and you can feel this like palpable shockwave. It doesn't do any damage or hurt you, but like you're basically in like a very quiet, there's a lot of books to absorb it, but it's still like a stone room. So it's like you hear like echoes and then like they quickly get absorbed, but it's like it's noticeable. And the woman looks at you, Dromm, and she's like, "Please don't do that again."
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just an example.
And like all these like other librarians like start to like pop up and like look at her, and she's like, "It's all right, it's all right." She sort of like motions them away.
And I look at her and say, Gesundheit.
Ooh, way to turn it on her.
Yeah, I think you definitely fall into the magic as part of your being category.
Magic beings.
Folks around here would call you a sorcerer, actually. I think that you need someone to train you to harness this ability in a more controlled manner.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
I am not that person, but there are probably those at the schools, House Redlin or House Evath, that might be able to help you channel that. There are also at the monastery the knowledge of the body and the energies that flow through it. Perhaps there's someone there that could help you. I think we probably should call our research currently to a close before anything else happens.
I can take the hint, and I'm not interested. Sorry.
Of course, yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. I've got to go. And she like scurries off. It is amazing.
Someone else is messaging me. Hold on, I'll be back later.
Oh my god. That's really good. Really good.
That's fun.
Well played.
Okay. What now?
Yeah, Agnes, you're probably just finishing up with Alvis, and so you've heard this boom, and you sort of come collect Dromm, perhaps.
Dromm, what scared you this time?
Oh, it was just a little demo.
Oh, so you can control it too?
Sort of.
Or was it short for demolition? Just a little demolition.
I thought about Agnes or Scorcher, but I don't think that would.
Oh my gosh, that would be a whole different situation, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, after the information I found out, go to House Rudlin. Would you like to ask House Rudlin if they would be willing to help you out?
I don't know.
I don't remember how it ended with House Evath,
Yeah. She sort of left.
but she gave you that person to follow around, and she was very interested in you.
Yeah, no, she that's the one I'm talking about. She left. It got late.
Well, right, but we could go back to House Evath and see what the Shogren says after her little minion essentially returned.
Yeah.
And reported back. Maybe she reported good stuff like, hey, we could learn something from him and he can learn something from us. It might be, a symbiotic kind of relationship. Little tit for tat.
I gotcha.
So
When-
would
where-
you prefer to go to House Evath, which we've already been to, and see if we could proceed there, or would you prefer to go to House Rudlin, where we have not yet been?
I guess where did Vinny and Ken go? Not Ken. Pen.
We're sitting outside the library.
We're figuring out where.
Oh, you came with us.
But you guys came with them?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
we-
we're sitting around in the streets
Yeah, we're in trouble.
picking up ladies or whoever we're picking up.
You
Exactly.
could. I mean, you're so Hastings Academy is near the Swelts, where the Rat King's headquarters is.
Oh, I did want to stop by there.
And send your condolences for your lost brethren.
No, screw them. I had more favors to ask. Yeah. Hey, Sir Pen, you want to check out the Rat King's awesome headquarters?
Well, will we be safe there? As
Oh,
opposed
totally.
to-
Cooler than your house. Yeah, you'll love it.
Oh, cool at my house.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no stable. Well, there's like a rat
well,
stable.
Winthrop is not there. He's always
Yeah,
making my
that's true.
food.
There's no butler. Well, there's like rat butlers, but it's still pretty cool.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
All right, so you guys head over to the Rat King's headquarters. When you open the door, it looks about the same level of dilapidation that it did the last time. There's a bit of a somber air, if you could imagine such a thing in such a place. But some people sort of turn over and look at you, and one approaches and he's like, "Hey, so what the hell happened the other day?"
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Good question. What did happen?
Like our guys never came back, and like you never came back,
Oh, that.
and
Yeah. The badgers went bonkers. There were like 30 badgers there, and we took out almost all of them. But then this really big badger showed up.
whoa.
He escaped.
He or she, I don't remember.
Yeah, this big he-she badger showed up, tried to take us down, but instead we kicked his or her ass, and then
They ran away.
they took off because we're like Rat Kings are the best. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, fine. But they left, and so we're like, yeah, this place is ours now.
But unfortunately, we
Yeah.
lost some of your brothers.
Well, yeah, we lost some of our fellow rats.
Oh
And
no.
who's coming? The Bobbies were coming. They're gonna pinch us. So we're not gonna let that happen. So we had to split.
Oh man, fuck those city guard.
I know we had to lay low for a little bit, but it was pretty rough. But we took out a heck of a lot of those badgers.
Wow, it was like an epic battle.
Yeah, and the king or queen badger, whoever it was, they were there, and so we know they exist, and they're definitely beatable. We just gotta find them. We can take over everything the badgers have.
Wow. All right. So those guys aren't coming back, huh? Like our guys.
No, they're.
But they died. They died like valiantly, like killing badgers.
Like legendary deaths.
Legendary deaths. Yeah,
The way you
legendary
want to go.
deaths. Yeah, and like everyone picks up a little, and they're like a little excited.
The way you'd want to go, just like in the all the books we would read to each other here.
So like, are you leading us again? Like, are we gonna go like get him again?
Well, so let me just fill you in on what's happening.
Yeah.
The badgers, these totally bad dudes, are trying to take out a ship that's got pearls on it.
Whoa.
Yeah, which we really don't want that to happen.
Well, because we want to steal the pearls.
No, the pearls
Who's
are.
this guy?
Yeah. Oh, he's cool. He's with me. Yeah, those are his pearls, and he's using them to help us find the Duke.
Give me a perception check, Sir Pen.
Oh, Sir Pen.
Okay. 20.
Oh.
Yeah, as you enter this place, you definitely are gaining more eyes on you than Vinny. And when he says that you're the guy who owns the pearls,
Oh.
there's definitely you're getting the feeling that these people are very interested in you and maybe what you're carrying. Where you come from, why you're in this building. Could they kill you and take your money? But they are also they have heard and they know about Vinny, and so there's a bit of a tension going on right now in the room.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
So we're gonna help this guy get his pearls, and he's gonna give them to us.
Yeah, he needs a lot of help. I mean, I just beat him up and robbed him outside in the alley. He doesn't have anything right now. So.
Oh, you beat up this guy?
Yeah, I totally did. It was awesome. Up high.
And he's like, he gives you the high five, but he's like,
yeah,
looking from you to Sir Pen, who I assume is holding a trident.
Yeah, I'm not scared of forks.
And
I use forks like that to eat my dinner.
yeah, all right, wait. So I'm sorry. Are we kicking some badger ass today or not?
So we'd like to, but they're, I don't know, I'm not sure what to tell these guys. The badgers are kind of far away. So the badgers are trying to get this guy's boat, but we don't want that to happen because,
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I mean, we don't have a boat.
No, we don't, but we could.
We could take the badger's boat.
If the badgers get that boat, we can steal the badger's boat. Then we'll have the badger's boat.
Yeah. The floating rat kings. I like the sound of that.
Pretty good, yeah. I
Rats
agree.
do well on water, right?
So when are we getting this boat?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. That's not a real good plan because I have no idea where the boat is, and it's pretty far away from us. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as a visiting member of the Rat Kings, you're okay by us.
Yeah.
Use
Where's
the accommodations as you want.
Ooh, all right.
My name's Dadik, by the way.
Danik.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's my name. Vinny. My name is Vinny.
And who's the friend that you beat up and now are hanging out with?
Oh yeah, it's just Pen. His name's Pen.
I'm Pen.
Pen. Yeah. Huh. You seem a little familiar, Pen.
Have you met anybody by the name of Ken?
Ken? Well, you,
Yeah.
you only know people whose name rhymes with yours?
Basically, he looks like me. He's a
Huh.
fellow.
No, it
Uh,
doesn't ring a bell. Sorry. But if I see him, should I be friends with him or should I rob him?
Oh, we should definitely rob him.
Well, I don't think we've already robbed him enough.
Yeah, we're gonna rob him some more though.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
As long as it's not pearls. Those are my pearls.
This guy knows somebody high up in the Badgers, and he's gonna help us take all the Badgers down.
But this guy knows someone in the Badgers.
Yep. It's good. We got an in. It's what we needed.
But he's on our side because you beat him up.
Yep. Well, he was on our
Exactly.
side before I beat him up. Then I beat him up anyway.
He beats me up all the time.
Give me
All the
a
noogies.
give me a persuasion and a deception check
Oh no.
in that order.
No, persuasion and deception.
Persuasion. I got a 25. I got a B.
21. Oh, a B.
And then my deception. These are my good rolls.
Are we both rolling, or is it just?
Yeah, I think
I
you're
did.
both rolling at this point.
I did a 20 on my
18.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I don't really understand what's going on, but I'm with you.
Yeah. Up high. Psh.
Yeah. All right, so now you have the reign of the Rat King's headquarters, which is the sort of main common room. There is a kitchen. There are some rooms up above. They do have a bit of an armory, but it's not like great stuff. Like what you're carrying is definitely as good, probably better
Is there
than
a pool
anything
table?
you can find. There's no pool table, but there's definitely a few people playing dice over in a corner. And in another room, sort of off to the side, there's a card game going on.
You guys got
Probably
any?
gamble.
You guys got any cheese? Oh, I see some. Psh. Is that a trap? Ow.
Rat Kings.
All right. Never mind.
What?
He got his finger stuck in a rat trap.
Okay. So, hey, Pen, what do you think about this? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea coming here. I don't really come to these parts that often, but now that I've been dealing with badgers, I figured might as well meet some rat kings and get to know all the fellas in my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to know everyone from the
Wesleyville.
top to the
These
bottom.
are the people in your neighborhood.
So, have we, were we talking to the most senior Rat King?
You sounded like the most intelligent.
Basically, yeah, the person who got killed with you in the alley was the old senior Rat
no.
King.
Oh no.
And so this Daedic is sort of filled in, sort of bubbled up in the meantime.
All right. Can I talk to Daedic again?
Sure, of course, he's hanging out.
Hey, Daedic, what do you know about the Badgers right now? What's your current intelligence? You know if they're up to anything?
I mean, we've heard that they've been dealing with some noble guy, but we don't know more than that. And he pays pretty well from what I've heard it. But, they've been sticking to their territory recently, and we've been sticking to ours. So it's been actually pretty quiet, other than that scuffle that I guess you led the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And repercussions from that, if they are coming, they have not come yet.
All right. I'm going to let you in on a little secret here.
I'm ready.
So, that noble guy that I've been dealing with,
Yeah.
that guy has been hiding the Duke. So, there's big scandal going on here. Yeah, and if we can figure this all out, we can get the Duke in our pocket, and we can run this whole town. We'll run the Badgers out on a rail, man.
Holy shit, Vinny, jeez. You really do stir things up.
This is big news.
You gonna have the Duke in the Rat King's pocket?
Yep. This guy Penn's gonna make it happen. That's why we need him.
Oh shit, that guy over there?
That's the guy, yep.
Holy moly.
I know, right? I feel a little bad for robbing him now, but too bad.
I mean, Rat King's gotta eat, Wow, that's crazy. So the Duke is not the... Wait, what'd you say?
There's no Duke. You can't find the Duke. Go
No
on, try and
Duke.
find the Duke.
I
Oh,
mean,
wait.
I don't look for the Duke, so I don't really know. Like, politics, not really what I do.
Go ahead, try and find him. You won't find him. He's not around. Someone
guess-
stole the Duke.
I guess Agnes didn't tell you what she found out from Lady
You can
Luck.
steal a
Oh,
Duke.
crap.
I didn't even know you could steal a Duke.
He's been dating someone.
I don't think that's true. Duke is gone.
Oh my god. So like we're gonna like take over all of Wesleyville?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's the city guard. I mean,
Well, they're not going to be a problem when it's renamed to Rat Kingville.
You gotta take it away from the soldier.
oh, Rackingville. I like the sound of that.
I do too. It'd be nice to finally go. Wait, are we in a house or are we in the sewers or something?
No, you're in a building. You're not in the sewer.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably sewer access, but
It'd be nice to go and get the respect we deserve.
oh, yeah, absolutely. The Rat King's day is due.
Yep. So, hey, you know anything about this guy Skulldrake? You ever heard of that name before?
Skulldrake. Yeah, doesn't he? Don't the city guard report to him?
Yeah, they do. For now.
Oh shit! Are we taking out Skulldrake too?
Well, if you get the chance, I think you should. Anyone who could do that would be rewarded.
I mean, yeah. Okay. You talk. I mean, Vinny. Don't get me wrong. I like what you're saying, but I'm not sure. Like, if what you're saying is over here, and here I am in the swelts. I don't know. I don't know how we get there, Vinny.
Well, you gotta go out that door over there, and then you go like this a lot. And then pretty soon you're there.
Yeah. I'm gonna need more than that.
Alright, okay, alright.
You gotta move your legs too.
I mean, I could muster some guys if there's a job or something's going down and there's enough of a reward in it that they're gonna.
Yeah.
But normally, we're just like running side hustles and, taking on the occasional noble who goes the wrong direction, and he sort of gives a side eyes to Serpent at that point.
Oh, I know how that is. Oh, all too tempting.
But
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna figure some things out. We're gonna make a plan, and then we'll give a call to you guys, and then we'll make it happen. We'll put this Operation Big Snacks into action.
all right, Operation Big Snacks. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So you guys sit tight, run your side hustles, and just so I know, when we need you, we can come call in and count on you, right?
Oh, absolutely. If there is a dukedom in the cards and all that goes with it.
There absolutely is. Yep. I'd like the city guard saluting you next time you walk through the Parliament building.
Oh, absolutely. I would like that.
Me too. Yeah.
Amazing.
Right.
Amazing.
I go, what do you think about that, Pen?
Yeah,
Well, sure.
were you conducting all of this in Thieves' Cant, or were you using normal language so that Sir Pen could understand?
I was using normal language.
Okay.
I would do Thieves' Cant above ground. Or outside. I keep thinking we're in the sewers.
I mean, maybe there's probably an extensive sewer system that the Rat Kings have claimed.
I'm sure Dennis Leary's down there.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do there?
Pen, would you like to...
I say we get out of here.
some cheese? Alright, fine.
All right. So you guys leave there. After all the research, let's see. You guys probably were in the library. It's probably getting close to dinner time. You were in there like 5 hours or so doing this research. Because it took a while to find it. Apparently.
That's fine. I should probably head back to the Duchess.
Alright. Vinny and Serpent, anything else you want to do?
What do you think, Sir Pen? Anything we should do?
Is it dinner time?
It could be.
Any good like food trucks around here?
It's dinner time somewhere.
What do the Rat Kings eat?
Daryl?
Ooh, yeah. Are there fat Darryls around here?
Oh my gosh. That is a great question. There is. So there are...
You need an older name. Is that Johan?
Fat Rudlin?
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Well, what's on it?
I
French
seem to remember.
fries, the hoagie roll, French fries,
Moat water.
Oh yeah, so the
dumplings.
there's a in basically in every neighborhood, there's a creperie cart because Elise Fennell has sort of franchise carts throughout the city. So if you wanted to get some crepes full of various meats, they have different savory ones, sweet ones. There's also just sort of normal street food type of carts. In the Swelts, it's not probably going to be the best quality. It might not be exactly what they claim it is.
You always walk over to
Black
Max Mac and Cheese.
Bull? Oh,
You could Max Mac and Cheese. You could go to the Black Bull.
I'm fine with Mr. Meat.
Mystery meat.
Yeah, I mean, you could get some mystery meat off a cart for a couple copper.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Like enough. Enough.
What do you think, Sir Pen?
Yeah, so I'll see where folks like you eat around here.
I'll
Yeah.
show you how it's done.
So yeah, for a couple copper, you can get some mystery meat, and you get a there's a sort of a he's got like a mug hanging on his cart, and he's like, you could dip that in my beer barrel if you want, but you gotta share the mug and then give it back.
Wait, what's in the mug?
No, so for 2 copper, you get all this, and he sort of like holds out like a dinged up old dirty metal tray with like some kind of weird meat on it and this like brown sauce. It's like, yeah, you get that, and you get to get 1 swig. If you can swig a whole mug at once, that's fine, but you get one swig of the beer barrel.
Sold. That sounds great. Best deal around here.
Is he gonna have to do a constitution check?
He
after
definitely is, yes.
We'll take 2 swigs and 2 dips into the meat bucket, please.
Well, let's say it's the okay, yeah, close enough. And so yeah, so you get that for 4 copper,
Sweet. This is on me, Pen.
Thank you. Oh,
and I need you both to give me a Constitution save.
is that the con?
Yeah.
your solar comfort before you do that.
Yes.
17.
Oh, I get a constitution? Uh-oh. Okay, plus
Yeah,
1.
Sir Penn. I mean, it doesn't taste great, but you keep it down.
All right, that's good.
I got 11.
You're not feeling so good.
Ooh.
You're like,
Mm,
there's a need to visit a side alley in your
Ooh.
near future.
Alright, I go, hey, Sir Pen, will you believe that over there? Look at that! And when he turns away, hopefully he does, I do my stealth and disappear.
Where'd he go?
You don't come look for me.
Go number 2.
You give me a minute. I dropped
Going
something
back to
behind it.
Going back to Wimblecat's bathroom.
Yeah, I dropped something behind these boxes. Only I can find it. Stay away.
Oh my god. You take care of that business. Yeah, it goes through you pretty quick. This is probably only like 15-20 minutes after you ate.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
He goes back for more.
Yeah, you're definitely you're cleaned out in case you want to have another dinner at the Duchess. You're empty. You're ready. You're ready for
That's how
more.
it's done.
That's creepy.
Anyway, then after that, you guys head back to the Duchess.
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Anything happening at the Duchess tonight?
Well, Avis is probably going to come in and see me play if I'm playing.
Entirely possible. Are we? Yeah. Should we fast forward to any playing that goes on?
Sure, I'll ask Joaquin if he wants me to play.
Oh, of course. Agnes, I am always welcome for you to play.
All right. Play I will.
Alright, I have a secret that I'll be performing. Secret act.
Secret shoots.
I will stealthily appear on stage next to Agnes when she is playing,
Oh.
and I will improve her performance with my rogue horn.
Your Vuvuzela horn. Oh my god. Oh, why are you doing this to me?
Because there's a barrel near the stage that I can hide behind.
Give me a stealth check to see if you can get on stage without her noticing.
I don't even have to roll for this. Oh crap!
You got nat 1?
Oh my god, that one gave me a 10. I have a 10.
Noticed, but powerless to stop.
I believe Agnes's passive perception is higher than 10.
17.
I was just checking out the stage, make sure it's
So-
sturdy.
So did you? Yeah, you're trying to do this while she's playing.
Well, it was before, so I could come out when she starts to play.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, she definitely notices you.
Alright. Yeah, I wasn't trying anything. It was-
Go sit down.
Where the heck's the bathroom? I need it again. Trust me.
And I'm going. So, Shawn, can you tell me if I can do this? Can I put a Lehman's tiny hut around me on the stage? Make it so that it's transparent?
You'll be inside it.
Would people be able to hear me?
People will be able to hear you, and you're making it transparent. I think that should work. Sounds pretty good. I assume that's to keep out.
Yeah.
Keep out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keeping anyone out.
You won't be allowed in.
I'm not trying to get to you.
Yeah. It does specifically say it's opaque from the outside of any color you choose. That's fascinating. Fuck
I mean,
it.
I don't have to do that. I could.
You can make it transparent. I'll allow it. That sounds great. If you want to have a force field around you while you play. Now, I guess you could position it so it's 10-foot radius. So yeah, given the stage, if you sort of position it with the back toward the stage. Because I don't want in theory, servers and other people who are milling around could bump into it. But
Right.
if you set it up correctly so that it only affects the stage while you're playing, and then dismiss it, when you're done, so whoever else is playing.
Yeah, because I would be putting a new one upstairs in my room anyway.
All right, yeah, that can totally happen.
All right, so I'll spend the 10 minutes and the 1 minute to
All right.
prep that.
And Vinny, you do not know any of this. Are you going to try to sneak back on stage?
No, I got caught. I'm gonna go sit down.
All right, fair enough. All right, so you guys are at a table, and Agnes, give me a performance check for your first song.
Performance check, first song.
Performance check.
10. Wow, that's really bad.
Say a 10.
10. Vinny, you are messing me up. Maybe the sound is not getting through the
That's your fault for casting a dumb hut.
hut very well.
It could be. People maybe aren't quite connecting with you the way they usually do. I mean, it's passable music. It's not like it's bad or anything, but
All right, well, I'll try my second song, and if it's still not that good, I'll take away the Lehman's tiny hut.
okay, fair enough.
All right, song number 2 is only slightly better, 11. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take away the Lehman's tiny hut.
It's funny. During this performance, you do see Avis come in and sort of sit in one of the back tables, and he's got a little bit of a mixed expression on his face by the end of the second song.
Yeah. Okay. So
All right, so you take away the hut.
I'll dismiss the hut. Yeah.
Yeah, you also see Joaquin Estrasia sort of like giving you the side eyes over to the side. He's contemplating should he pull this person off, because the Duchesses, they are expectant of 15 or higher usually. So
Oh, I know this. What do you want me to do?
I don't know. You're having an
Roll
off
up the
night.
die. All right, come on, die. Give me a better third song.
You needed a duet.
Oh, 21.
Yeah,
It was the hut.
yeah. No, you pick it up after the hut goes away. Maybe you're like, yeah, something's throwing you off, but the third song is a huge crowd pleaser. And afterwards, Joaquin brings you a drink himself and doesn't bump into an invisible hut when he does it. And he's like,
Yeah, because I already took it.
Agnes, interesting start to the night, but that song was wonderful. Do you want to keep playing, or should I have someone else come up?
No, I'm going to leave on the high note.
Understandable.
And after the next person plays, I don't know, if someone specifically requests something, then, if there's time, I might go back later. But for now, I'm good for now.
Yes, and you have 36 silver from the tips.
All right.
Are you making your way to your friend's table, or to?
I'll
Avis.
go over to Avis for now.
Okay. Yeah, he sees you. He sees you coming, and he's very eager. It's like, Agnes, that was some wonderful playing.
Oh, thank you. I was a little distracted at the beginning. One of my friends tried to sneak up on stage before I started playing, and so I decided to put a little force field around myself to prevent that from happening. Music wasn't getting through the force field so well, which is probably what you heard with that song when you came in. So I took the force field down, and then you heard what I am normally capable of doing.
Oh, amazing! Amazing! Wow, I had no idea you had such arcane power. Well,
Dark power. Oh, it wasn't really a force field, but yes, thank you.
well, I did end up doing a little more research for you. Would you like to hear about it?
Oh yeah, sure. Do you want to buy me a drink?
Oh, absolutely. He sort of flags over a server. What will you have?
Oh, and I look at the bartender. I'm like, my usual.
All right. So you're gonna get the water, and yeah,
Yes.
amazing. So
What
that
did they
happens.
call it again? What did we call it?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I wrote it down. I'll find it.
I should have it here. It is. I don't know.
Oh well. If
Flondale. The Flondale.
Was it a
I
Flondale?
think it was a Flondale. That's what I have written here.
Okay.
The Flondale drink arrangement.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay.
All right. So he says, I know that we are mostly looking in sort of land holdings and, the nobility title and how that came about for the Galdingers. But I decided you mentioned there might be a feud or perhaps some unsavory goings-ons. And so I looked in a couple of sources, sort of the unsavory newspapers of the time. And there was an article that was written about the Galdinger family, accusing them of being somewhat of a force for crime in Windell before they came up to Wesleyville. And there were some quite scathing remarks. There was insinuation that there was piracy in their past, and yeah, and then the person who wrote that article, I thought, well, who is this person? And I looked into it a bit more, and not too long after they wrote that article, they came to an untimely demise. I know.
Interesting.
I know. So, if anything, this sheds some darker light on the Galdinger family.
Do you know who wrote the article?
Yes, I have the name here in my notes. Let me find it. It is Linry. Linry Adavan.
Linry. What was the last name?
Adavan. Adavan.
Out of van. All right. Get out of the van.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know that phrase.
Okay, and you said that this person came to an untimely demise shortly after writing that article.
Yes, apparently their horse kicked a sword through their chest, which I find highly unlikely.
This is impressive.
Oh, well, there are such things as freak accidents.
I suppose.
Sword through. And it was their sword and not someone else's sword?
The article, the obituary did not specify whose sword it was.
All right, well. Was Linry Adavan a member of House Rudlin?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm sorry.
Would you know if House Rudlin has their own kind of like list of people who have passed through their school?
I'm not 100% certain, but I would be very surprised if they didn't have meticulous records of their roles over the years.
All right, so I will have to pay the House Rudlin a visit and ask them about Linry Adavan.
Again, I don't know if associated with Redlin or just someone who dug up dirt on the Galdingers and was repaid for their efforts with death. But
Okay.
enough about that business. I would love to hear more of your music. Do you perhaps have a private room that I could listen to more?
Well, my room is not very large, and it is in quite disarray right now, so I don't really want anyone seeing my current living arrangements.
Oh.
But I could ask Joaquin over there if maybe in a little while I can go back up on stage and do maybe another song or two.
Oh, yes, of course. That would also suffice.
How old is this Avis guy?
He's probably a little older than you, but not too much older.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to start any relationships. Like I said, I go where the wind blows me.
Fair enough.
I message Agnes and I say, I'm sorry to intrude, but if you would like me to put him outside, just let me know.
He's gonna go rob
I
him.
say, thank you will not be necessary right now.
Sounds
We'll
good.
keep in mind.
Sounds good.
And I look over my shoulder and I give Drum a wink.
All right.
Subtle nod.
Does Drum understand what a wink means? Do you have something in your eye?
Yeah.
Threatening?
Why,
Thunderclap.
why do you poke one eye at me? Do you not want to see me?
Turns
Right.
baby.
No, I'm good. I can.
Amazing.
All right.
All right. Sir Penn, Vinny, Dromm, any other goings-ons before you retire for the night?
I'm good. I don't know how we can find out about that ship.
Well, when should they have made, I guess, a connection?
I don't know.
They said the weather was bad, so they probably weren't making as much progress as they had originally planned. And we probably could do the math. And are they expected to arrive tomorrow morning? So this is dark evening, right?
This is Dalk evening, correct?
And
They were
are
expected to either arrive Dalk or Dillick.
So should we be going to the docks to see if they've arrived yet?
Can we fast forward to the docks?
Well, can we just take a walk to the docks?
Yeah, you mean what time do you leave the Duchess? Assume it's after dark.
8:30.
All right. Yeah, so you played earlier in the night. You leave the Duchess.
Well, I was the first one on, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
you leave the Duchess around 8:30 and head for the nice docks.
Nice docks. That'll be nice.
Is what's his name coming with us?
Oh, Avis.
Avis.
Oh yeah, how are you parting company with Avis?
Oh, Avis, I need to run a couple errands before I retire for the evening.
Oh.
So, please feel free to, stick around, listen to the music. There are some other great artists that play here.
Oh, do you need me to accompany you?
Oh yeah, you should probably come.
Yeah, we can get some extra muscle.
So are you guys saying that to Avis? Have you?
Come
Well,
on.
I mean, have they walked up behind me?
I don't know.
With your hands on my shoulder, be like, it's time to go.
No, we just near you.
No.
I have my hand.
So I'm like, Dromm, do you need any assistance? Do we need escorts to the docks?
Oh,
Assistance? No, I think I can get to the docks.
These are your friends.
Yes, you probably saw Dromm was with me this afternoon, but he stayed in the main area.
Oh, yes, the loud one.
Yes,
The
that's
loud
Dromm. Good old Dromm.
Ah, I see. And your other friends,
Hello.
Sir Pen. Hello.
Yes, hi, Avis.
Wow. I should probably go.
The night is young.
You sure you want to hang out with us?
Yeah.
How are you with the sword?
I'm more of a pen.
So is he.
Yeah.
I'm also a pen,
A knight.
but I find the pen to be mightier than the sword.
Wow. Right around this time, the server sort of puts a bill in front of Avis, and he looks at it, and he's like, "Oh my. Yes, I think I'd better call it a night." Didn't quite realize how expensive the Duchess was.
How could he not know how expensive the Duchess was?
He doesn't usually go to the Duchess. He's only really heard of it.
No.
He just goes to meat trucks.
No.
Well, I ordered one drink. It's not like
That was enough. That's
I
one.
don't know what he was eating and drinking.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know how long you guys were eating. Maybe it's not quite so bad. If he just bought you the one drink, but he would honestly he would be even surprised by his meal and drink. So.
Do you need for us to call you a cab?
Oh, no. I will. I'm gonna head out. I mean, we did a lot of research today. I'm tired.
Understandable. Thank
but,
you so much for your help.
Oh, of course. Anytime. And if you're interested in a private music listening, just he sort of looks around at your friends again. He's like, I'll be around. Okay, I'm gonna leave.
I know where to find you, Avis. Have a good night.
Poor Agnes. He's doing his best.
Just wanted the private show.
Yeah. Agnes thinks back to the one of the guardsmen. I think. I don't remember who it was in Windbell. She's like, I remember when I was Lady Frostmane,
Yeah. The guard outside the town office.
Yeah. I don't know which one it was.
Oh man! All right, so
It's
you guys
probably one of the ones that died during the Falworth attack, anyway.
entirely possible. So you guys head over to the nice docks. At this point, the sort of the evening dockmaster is there, who Sir Penn would probably know, but no one else does. But his name is Gywin. He sees you sort of approaching, and he's like, "Ah, Sir Penn, how goes it?"
Kylan, my lad, I was curious if you were aware of my ship, Penn's Pearl, if it's going to be landing tonight, or arriving tonight, or will it be...
The weather's been fickle today. I haven't heard anything, Sir Penn, but I could send a runner as soon as it arrives, if that would be good.
Yeah, sure. Have any other ships been coming in, from out west?
Oh, I mean, certainly there have been some fishing vessels, and no, not any large vessels. Are you? Should there? I guess.
I'm just curious if the weather's bad, who's been able to make it out in this bad weather?
Oh, I mean, yeah. At this point, so if it was clearing up earlier, it's not raining at this point in the day. So whatever weather front has moved on. Yes, I suspect there might have been fog further down the river earlier in the day, perhaps. But the fishing boats that have come in haven't mentioned anything too terrible. I could ask if they've seen your ship, or you could ask. Actually, those gentlemen down there have just come in. He sort of
I
points
think
to.
it would be a good idea to speak with them.
Let's go ask them.
Yes, let's go do that.
All right, so you guys head down to these two fishermen who are basically sort of unloading some crates from their boat.
Hello, man.
Oi, yeah. What's Can we help you?
Hey, guys. So, I was just talking to the dock master, and he was saying that you guys just came in. And I'm curious, how was your ride in, and did you see any big ships, potentially a pearl ship, by any chance?
Hi, we saw something. Yeah, it was there was a ship. Oh, I don't know, about maybe 100 feet or so. Come to think of it, I have seen it around here before. Didn't catch the name. She was limping along. Looked like maybe taking some damage. Only had one sail that was really serviceable. But we didn't. They seemed to be going along, so we didn't say anything to them. They didn't say anything to us.
Did you see any other big ships in the vicinity of the Pearl?
You're saying the big ship that we saw was the Pearl?
That's Penn's Pearl. Yes.
Penn's Pearl. I mean, no, not that we noticed, but the ship did look a little banged up. Couple holes where there shouldn't have been holes, if you know what I mean.
Where was the ship, and where was it headed?
It was heading upriver, I assume to here, but we were going a little faster than it, being it's quite a bit larger than our fishing vessel and had about as much sail as ours did. Like I said, it was. What's that?
Oh, I was just going to ask Sir Penn here if we should split up and some of us go to the other docks, just in case we see it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I mean,
Would those other docks be first on the Like, would we see it from here first,
You-
or would
you
we
would-
see it from there first?
If you're coming up the river, you would pass the drippings first and then get to the nicer docks.
Maybe we should make our way to the drippings/droppings.
I mean, again, as I said, she was in sorry shape, but she was under her own power, as it was. But if she doesn't stop, I expect she would get in sometime tonight, although later.
All right.
Seems like
You have offices here, right? Can we camp out?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys visited it the other day to see if
Yeah.
if Canada's been there.
dibs on the
It
chair.
was empty.
So maybe we should stay.
Yes, it was empty.
The office.
Well, I was gonna say have a lookout, or like a 2 people on, 2 people sleep kind of thing,
So
or
watch.
a watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So yeah, you guys set up a watch. Let's see. So first, you're doing how many hours?
Well, it's what, about 9 o'clock now?
Yeah, it's probably about 9 o'clock.
4 hours.
A 4-hour watch?
Yeah.
2-hour watch? I think 2 hours would probably be.
That would constantly be getting up and down.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily.
You'll be able to sleep.
Well, if you just are you doing one
no,
person?
because if there's 4 of us,
Oh, if you're doing one person on the watch.
one
Yeah.
person on the
Oh,
watch,
one person.
Yeah, a long rest is
8 hours.
8 hours, and 2 of those hours can be on watch, basically.
Alright, so 2 hours, one person watch.
Got it.
So let's see. So we're starting at
9?
9. Sure.
We could all stay up for the first walk. I mean, like, we don't have to go to bed.
Well, I'll stay up. We'll get the 2 hours each out of the way.
Perfect.
This plan.
And then everyone gets to take their other 6 hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a good plan.
It's just basic math.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense.
Well, sometime around 1 a.m., I don't know who's watching, but basically you hear a key in the door of the office.
Ooh, ooh,
Wait,
ooh.
we're not looking out the window to see when the.
I don't know who's on watch. Who's on watch?
We all went to sleep.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
you-
I'll go to sleep. If I was on watch, I would be looking at the docks.
Alright, I do a
For
dive.
a ship that
I dive behind a box.
that's coming in that doesn't look quite.
All right, Agnes, you are on watch around 1 a.m. You see a large ship looking in sorry shape coming up to the dock.
Passive perception spots it
Yep, you spot this ship coming in.
dilapidated.
Alright, I dive behind a box.
You're still asleep if she's on watch.
All right, so then I'm going to go around waking everyone up and being like, "We need to go meet the ship. It's here."
I wake up and dive behind a box.
All right, you guys are woken up. You can meet the ship.
All right, let's go walk to where the ship is and be prepared.
Alright.
I'm going to arm.
Oh, I've got my weapons at the ready, but I have them underneath my cloak.
All right.
I'm going to arm my shield and switch to my flail.
All right. You guys approach the dock as you sort of see a few people jump off the ship and start making it fast with a line at the fore and aft.
So, Pen, do you recognize these people?
It's definitely the Pearl Pen, and you do.
Okay.
You recognize. You don't know all the crew by name, but you do recognize your captain. Jump down, Captain Bucky
Bucky.
Dent. Yeah.
Bucky.
Yeah.
Bucky.
Oh, sir. He sort of like moves up to you again. It's like, oh. And he looks in rough shape. He's got some fresh bruising and cutting. He's definitely walking with a decided limp, and you can sort of see one leg of his pants has been sort of cut down the side, on the side that he's limping.
Does he need any healing? I'll offer some healing.
He's definitely walking with a limp, and he's definitely cut up. So you can decide if he needs healing or not. Sir Pen, Sir Pen, your warning couldn't have come at a better time. Not a few hours after. Sure enough, Ken arrived on a. Well, I don't know a way to describe it other than a sleek-looking ship of some kind, and he demanded to be let on board, but we were on guard and questioned to what did we owe the surprise of his visiting us before we could get to port. I mean, even later the same day, early we would have arrived earlier today. But he kept insisting that he and his associates be let on board to. He was saying some nonsense about taking a count of the gems before they get to port because there's some backup at the docks or something like that. With your warning in mind, I said that I thought it would be better if we just proceeded together up the river. Some discussion between him and his associates occurred on the ship. And the next thing I knew, they had fired cannons at us, and we were basically engaged in all-out combat. There were heavy casualties on both sides. Of my 30-person crew, I am afraid that 10 of them are no longer with us, and 7 are gravely wounded. I myself sustained shrapnel to my leg. And but in all of this, Ken, I can't fathom it. But we managed to drive him and what were left of his associates. He is the reason 10 of my crew are dead. Can you shed any sort of light on this tragedy?
Are these crew members dead, or mostly dead?
They are dead.
Oh, okay.
There are 7 gravely wounded still on the ship.
All right. Well, I can definitely cure wounds for a lot, for some of them. So I will offer up my assistance, and I will, because we're gonna have a long rest after that. I can reset, right?
Yes, and Sir Pen, you also have healing abilities that you
I
can
do.
bring to
So
bear.
Bucky, please lead us to the injured. My new friend here, Agnes, and myself, we're actually going to heal them.
Yes, some are in dire straits. Yes, of course, come.
But Bucky, I need to understand more
Yes.
about what happened here.
Of course. I need to understand more. What is...
So let me fill you in. We are under the belief that Ken is working with the Badgers to potentially try to take my family business, and that starts with the pearls. And we believe that he is I forgot what was our conclusion with the Skulldrake, that he's not working with them, or that he is. I can't remember that.
I thought he was.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, but Pen is. No, I don't think Skulldrake is part of it. I think it's Pen.
But yeah, so I need to understand, Bucky. Did you see any shady characters that go by the Badgers?
Oh,
Familiar with that?
forgive me. I described them as associates, but they were clearly villains of some kind, especially the way they fought. Quite adept. The guard that we have on the ship, the crew, frankly, the ones who passed were members of the crew who are not trained in fighting. But even as it were, it was all we could do to turn away. Had they gotten on board and gotten the best of us, thinking that your brother, one of the business owners, was a reasonable person to allow on board, had we let them on board, I fear we may have all been killed. They would have had obviously the drop on us, if not complete a rut. I can't think what would have happened if you hadn't sent your warning.
I'm sorry, Bucky. We will take care of the families of those affected, and we'll also do our best to heal those injured.
Oh, that's very noble of you, sir. Please, I'll show you them. He sort of the gangplank's now down, and he sort of leads you on board. And you
laying
guys,
of hands.
yeah, you guys do your best to heal the ones.
Do you need us to roll, or is
No,
this...
no, no. This is you
I
can
will.
yeah you can cast and
So I can do
lay on hands as needed.
4 first levels. I can do 3 second levels and 3 third levels. I'm gonna hold off on my my 4th level.
That sounds fine.
Then, right?
Yeah, between that and Serpent, you have lay on hands and a probably healing word or something.
I don't see lay on hands. I thought I had mending, but that's only for objects. Where is my...
Lay on hands would be an ability you have as a paladin.
Oh.
I think it's called lay on hands, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, lay on hands pool.
Oh yes, lay on hands pool. Yes, you have a pool of generic. Okay, so how many of these will I use? I have 35. Should I just use all of it?
Well, you can give 5 to each of the 7.
Yeah, there's 7 wounded. They're you know.
Okay. So I'll give 5.
They're sailors. They probably they don't have that many hit points. So yeah, you guys can,
I'll use it all.
if not fully heal all of them.
All right.
They're all
Except
way
they're
better
not
than they
Dire
were.
Straits anymore.
They're all way better
Yeah.
than they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all
and Bucky himself.
yes, and Bucky himself. Yeah, he's definitely like the reason the pant leg is cut is he's all bandaged up underneath where you get the story out of him that like basically a cannonball like impacted right near him, just like shattered into his leg.
I'll use one of my level 3s on him, so he gets
There you go.
3d8 plus 4 or something like that.
All right. Yeah, no. The jewels, basically totaling around 3,000 gold in worth of jewels, are all safe and secure.
Yeah.
Had you not sent that message, your ship would probably be on the bottom of the river, and the jewels would be in Ken's and the Badger's hands.
How much are the damage?
Oh man.
It's definitely going to be some repairs. One of the booms basically was completely shattered, and that's why they only had one sail on their way up. And there are various cannonball holes. Although your ship is also equipped with some, defenses. And so
Did we throw any cannonballs towards Ken's and his fellow bandits?
I am proud to say that, judging by how low it was in the water, I suspect that ship is no longer sailing anywhere.
Interesting.
Do you happen to know if Ken survived?
I'd like to say that I killed him myself, but I do not know his fate.
All right.
There may have been some life rafts.
There is no place for a traitor. I can't imagine what you must be feeling, Sir Ben.
Thank you.
May I see the pearls?
Oh, yeah, me too.
He sort of looks to you, Sir Ben. Like, are these guys
Sure,
legit?
guys. You guys have been very helpful on this journey. Come, let's take a look at my new stash.
Yeah, you guys probably would unload them in the chests and bring them to your sort of. While you don't have a huge, it's.
We can't go swimming in it.
It's no. But your offices at the docks, while you do have some books and some records, it's basically a glorified lockbox that you normally would keep the gems in while you sort of are doing the smaller sales to the distributors or the merchants in Wesleyville. And that is where you then would load the chests now into that sort of stronghold part of your office there.
Ooh, but is it going to be safe in there? You might need to get a new strong box.
That's true. You definitely know that Ken has a key with the current lock system.
Which makes me think to myself, why would he attempt the boat heist when he could have just heisted it from his own lockbox?
Just a deception.
So that
We think it's just the
Badgers or
Badgers.
Badgers at sea, or
yeah.
they took the whole ship down.
I mean, that would definitely destroy the company trade. You'd lose your boat, you'd lose your pearls, you'd lose your crew.
Mhm.
But then what would he have to take over? He would just have 3,000 worth of pearls.
Well, he was, I think, trying to get on initially on his own without forcefully getting on, and then
Oh yeah.
we, because of our warning, he had to adapt
Yeah.
because he had promised the Badgers. Well, now I'm just
Something.
speculating.
Well,
Well, we'll have to find out what his real plan was.
gotta find, interrogate.
So, but I think we can find out if he's still alive. There's got to be some spell out there.
Or some badgers. We can find some badgers.
I'm also concerned of how do we get these pearls in safe hands.
Ooh, I'll help carry them. Do you know
Yeah,
exactly
right.
how
Well,
many you have?
I can keep them safe for about 8 hours.
That's pretty good.
So if you want, we would all just have to sleep in a 10-foot radius tiny hut, which we can of course put in your house, and you just put the gems in there, and it will be safe in there.
I would assume I have a safe in my house, right, DM?
Absolutely. I mean, these are effectively like 3 chests of gems, because it's not. So you have a bit of diversification in your portfolio. It is not just pearls that your ship is in charge of collecting. There are some other gems as well. It's primarily pearls, but you have interests in various places up and down the coast, and within Flan to some degree, the capital of the duchy to the north. But yes, you would know all this, and the 3 chests could be transported to your estate. Is your safe big enough for 3 chests? That's up to you. I'm fine with you saying that it is.
Now, Sir Pen, do you also, when you collect your pearls, because I'm assuming that there are divers, unless of course you have, an oyster farm and you're just, farming the pearls. Do any of your divers, have they come across water glow metal?
That is a very good question.
Does Sir Pen know what water glow metal is?
Probably not, but I don't know if he does, then.
Ken has been much closer to the operations and has been more aware, some of the extraneous items that we've been finding. I'm very concerned about pearls. That's kind of what the family business started with.
Give me
Can we ask
a.
this guy who's still here?
What's that?
Can we ask this guy who's still here?
Bucky?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, however you guys want to play this. If you want to have a conversation with him, or if you just want to, basically take a horse and carriage and take the tests to your estate, or.
Well, maybe if is Bucky going to go home to his family? Does he have a family? Does he want?
Bucky would like to go home to his family.
Yeah. Okay. So we should let him go home to his family.
Now that he's been all mended.
Yeah. There you go. You could even mend his pants where he had to cut the leg.
I just thought he might know about water glow metal.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Water, gold, metal?
Water
Glow.
gold? Gold?
Oh, water.
Glow.
No, I've never heard of that. Sir Pen, if you want to do a history check to see if you've heard of it. You've heard rumors that there's a metal that has strong arcane powers. You've heard some of the wizards, actually, some of the Shogruns that you've dealt with over the years. It's talked about in the wizarding circles a bit, but you've never dealt with any of it. All right. So you guys are going to return to the Paladin estate with 3 chests of stuff.
Yeah. And
Victorious.
I'll put a tiny hut around them as extra protection.
All right.
I'll be in that tiny hut.
Well, we might all want to be in that tiny hut.
So bad, like Scrooge McDuck.
Who? Yeah. Well, I guess that's a good question. What are the sleeping arrangements at the Paladin estate that night? There are 2 guest bedrooms. 2 guest bedrooms. Sir Penn's main bedroom. Ken's bedroom, which at this point, I don't know, you snuck into it before. I don't know if you're going to go into it now. A little more obviously. That is certainly an option.
Yeah, I think it's time to bash down the door, Shawn. Go ahead.
All right.
You could just, Oh, do you want me to? Does anyone have a thieves tool?
No,
Thieves tools?
I think we want Dromm to blow the door up.
But could we at least try with a lockpick first?
After the door is unhinged.
We were very unsuccessful last time.
Vinny, do you have any lockpicking
I
tools?
left them in my other leather pants.
I find that very hard to believe.
I have a crowbar.
A crowbar, a crowbar spell.
It's like a spell. And I produce a physical crowbar.
All right. Give me a strength check if you're going to bust the door open.
Yes. I hold the crowbar.
The inside or the outside?
And then I just run up against the door and shoulder it.
All right. Give me a strength check.
Oh no, 4.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, no.
That's not how you use a first-class lever.
Oh no.
Yeah, holding the crowbar maybe maybe threw you off your run or something. And you sort of bounce right on, instead of hitting the edge away from the hinge, you hit the edge right next to the hinge and sort of boom, bounce off the door. The door shakes and it rattles, but it's still closed.
You might want to hit the side opposing the hinges. Get better torque that way. Less force, more torque.
Yes. No, I forgot about torque. So I do that.
All right, give me advantage this time.
18.
It's always the doors. Yeah, no, you bust it open. And it's
There's a drum-shaped
slams it.
outline in the door.
Dr. Braun comes back into memory.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's a good reference. Yeah. No. You now have easy access to Ken's room. It remains much as when you were in it earlier. Still needs someone taller to clean the top of the shelf.
All right. Well.
Over.
So I'm going to take Ken's room to sleep in.
Sorry.
I'm offering somebody to have Ken's room now.
Oh, there you go.
I'll do it. I think I need to rest my shoulder after that first.
Got busted door. I don't want it.
Yeah, I know. I next time I'll look which way it's hinged.
Sir, have we decided that Ken is not staying with us anymore?
Winthrop? Hi, Winthrop.
Yes.
We,
Yes, sir.
You know what? I need to speak with Ken when he's here, and we can figure out his arrangements. But for now, his room is part of my guests' rooms.
Very good. Should I change the bedding, sir?
Sure.
He's
And maybe sweep up the mess.
Yeah, he takes the sort of splintered wood pieces from the locking mechanism and changes the bedding and gets it all ready for you, Dromm.
Thank you.
Very good, sir. Dromm, sir.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
wherever the chests are going to be, that's where I guess I'll put the Lehman's tiny hut.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'll spend 10 minutes to put that together.
All right, yeah, Sir Pen tells you where the safe is, and you can sort of construct it such that it ensconces that area of the estate.
And I'll ask Penn, do you want anyone to be able to enter through here?
Into the safe?
into
the special.
bubble I'm making.
I think just yourself and me.
Okay. All right. So it is just myself and Pen that will be able to access that tiny hut area.
All right. I think that is where we will end things for tonight. You guys will have the benefits of a long rest, and we'll see what happens next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Good point.
Nice.
Yes, not next Friday, but next Friday, the other Friday, the same Friday, not another Friday, the same Friday.
We gotta start action. We gotta go get more badgers.
Yeah.
Badgers.
All right. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time on BND Live.